picture now. Alright. Oh, fuck it. Hey, it's Jacob again. Could you roll on this Boulder press conference, please?
Okay, thank you. They were good. They're weird.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hey, it's Jacob.
No worries at all.
Could you roll on this, please? I'm sorry. I know you probably would, but just checking.
Oh, I was freezing last night. I got out there, I was like shivering.
Great, thank you so much. Right.
I know. We got one more coming. They were caught in the canyon. They're like 2 minutes out. Oh no, you're right there.
Huh?
You're right there.
Oh, you're waiting for me?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh.
I told you I would.
Oh, sorry about that. No, we
all right, well,
beat you.
gosh,
right.
let's do it. All right, somebody might have to give me an audible because I can't see you now. When you guys are all set and ready.
Good. We'll just yell really loud.
Can you see the red light?
I see the red light.
Good.
All right, we're good to go?
Yep.
All right, thanks for meeting me tonight. If I don't know you, my name's Mike Wagner, W-A-G-N-E-R. I'm a division chief with the Boulder Sheriff's Office. We're going to update both fires, the Calwood fire as well as the Left Hand Canyon fire. So we'll start with the Calwood fire because that's the main incident still. There was relatively little growth today. There was nothing significant. So the official acreage remains at the 8,788 number. Throughout the course of the day, they weren't able to use aircraft as planned. They were able to divert aircraft once the cloud cover kind of lifted higher up into the burn area for the Left Hand Canyon fire. Right now, the Calwood fire is estimated to be 15% contained. There was no additional structures lost today during suppression efforts, and those are ongoing. Tonight in the Calwood fire, night operations will include patrolling for flare-ups and hotspots, and then intensive fire suppression efforts will resume again tomorrow morning. At this point on the Calwood fire, in my meeting with the incident commanders, kind of the most concerning area of the fire is that northern ridge, just because it's really difficult, really deep, really rocky, steep terrain, and there's just a lot of fuel availability in the area. One of the things is that the ridge along the South St. Vrain, as it aligns with the winds as they move through the canyon, that's also something that kind of has them concerned. And so that's just kind of the mindset going into tomorrow. We were able to get some damage assessment teams into the Calwood fire today. We were able to confirm there's 26 structures lost, most of them on the eastern side of the fire. Those list of structures are being posted on the Boulder OEM website and those homes. The Sheriff's Office has attempted to contact all of the homeowners prior to making that list public. We have contacted a majority of them. There are several that we have not, but because we believe some of those phone lines may have been impacted by the fire and we don't have better contact information, we're making the list public because we know it impacts a significant number of people. Those residents, 3 of them were along Foothills Ranch Road, 4 along Foothills Ranch Road. 1 was on North Foothills Highway. 18 of them were on Mountain Ridge Road, and 3 at Heil Ranch. So again, kind of on the eastern portion of the Calwood fire. We will say that we don't believe that their list is complete. There is likely more structures that we just could not get to within that burn area, and so damage assessment teams are going to kind of go out again tomorrow, attempt to locate additional structures, and report those out as we can. Again, it's a safety issue, firefighting efforts. We don't want to compromise those. So that list is being posted to boulderoem.com. For more information, you can go there. So 26 total. Overnight, the transition is going to start occurring with the Rocky Mountain Type 2 incident team, black team, is taking over management responsibilities, and they're assuming control starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So that incident management handoff is in process as they work through transitioning tonight. I think I mentioned no additional structures were lost today. One of the major incident priorities was the control lines were bolstered around the structures that are still within the burn area in an effort to preserve. And like I said, no additional structures were lost today during the day. Now, with respect to the Left-Hand Canyon fire, for those that may not know, we received a second fire. It's unrelated to the Calwood fire. That fire was reported in the 14,000 block of Left-Hand Canyon at about 12:40 this afternoon. We got a call from a neighbor in the area who saw flames and smoke. The fire was confirmed in relatively short order. It was initially reported to us as being about 5 acres during the initial response effort. As I said, they were able to divert aircraft up to hit that on an air attack pretty hard. It was interesting that there was an inversion, so there was low cloud cover on the lower part of the Calwood fire, but it was much warmer and clear above on the high point of the fire. Someone mentioned to me, I think in passing, there was about a 17-degree difference between the lower portion of the Calwood fire and the upper portion. So that did allow aircraft to fly high, and so that is what helped to knock down the Left-Hand Canyon fire quickly. Right now, that Left-Hand Canyon fire is estimated at 312 acres. The fire has been contained at the moment north of Left-Hand Canyon, so the burn is completely north of the canyon. They're going to continue, again, same type of efforts throughout tonight as well as the Calwood fire. The Gold Hill area, Ward, a number of other residences were evacuated, mandatory evacuation orders. For some of those, some were voluntary. That current list is posted on boulderoem.com for more specific information, as well as roadblocks and current traffic closures. I think that's all the information that I have initially, unless there are questions.
Do you know anything about the cause at this time for either of the fires?
I don't. I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier today, but the investigation of the Calwood fire started today. It's a joint effort between the Sheriff's Office and the Forest Service. I don't know where that investigation status is at. I do not believe that they have moved to the Left-Hand Canyon fire yet, or if it will even be the same investigators.
When you say it's contained, would you put a percentage on the Left-Hand Canyon fire? Is it 100%?
I wouldn't say it was contained. The fire is contained north of Left-Hand Canyon was the verbiage that was used with me. There is no containment estimation on that fire that was provided to me by Incident Command yet.
Any information on structures in Left-Hand Canyon?
We have no information yet on structures.
All structures for Calwood that you say 26, all of them are homes?
Yes, all of them are homes. I'm not sure they're all primary homes. Some of them may be cabins. That list on Boulder OEM should be more specific.
The people who, I don't know if this is something that you can answer, but the people who have lost their homes, do you know where most of them are getting shelter right now?
I don't. Our investigators have been in contact with them by phone, or a majority of those 26 homeowners, but we do not know where they're at, or I don't know.
Mike, can you talk about the weather tonight? I know that there's concern about winds picking up, especially up in the Netherland area. Is there any concern related to either of those two fires?
Yeah, the winds are forecasted to start picking up, particularly on the west side of the fires after midnight, so that's concerning. And so the cooler temperatures were helpful today. The higher relative humidity, some of the precipitation, while not significant, was helpful. Again, they're kind of expecting dry, warming conditions in the days to come.
I'll ask you that too, because when we were up looking at the left-hand, sorry, apologies. When we were up looking at the Left-Hand Canyon fire, we noticed some cropper falling. Quite a bit of precipitation up there. Does that help in a situation?
Well, not being a fire guy, I would imagine it would, but I actually tried to find a firefighter from representation to come with this briefing to answer those kinds of specific questions, and I couldn't find one because they're all on the fire. So they're still throwing every resource they have at it, and so I can get you a more specific answer, but yes, I think generally speaking it's helpful.
This may be a question for those fire guys as well, but the fact that there wasn't significant growth on the Calwood fire today, what do you guys attribute that to mostly?
I would say fire suppression efforts. So I don't know. I think today was a much calmer weather day. The winds I know were much calmer. And again, the cooler temperatures, the higher relative humidity was all very helpful. But yeah, the fire team would have to be more specific.
You might have mentioned this already, but how many engines do you guys have up there and crew numbers?
I don't have a current resource list. I actually forgot to get it when I left the incident command post, but we will get those numbers and then post them online.
We saw a group of fire trucks leave in pretty quick order near like the Pines. You know what that was about? Was it related to anything? It was within the last couple of hours.
I don't. Yeah. I do know that at one point they had to shift resources, both law and fire, up to the left-hand canyon fire, but I don't know the timing of that or if that's related or not.
We have a lot of people who've been watching wondering what's the best way to help out. If they're curious about that, who should they contact?
So the best point of contact right now for helping out, whether it's by donation or volunteer time, is if you go to the Boulder OEM website, boulderoem.com, there's a button called Donations or Volunteer, and that's kind of a portal to be able to put your information in, how you believe you can help or contribute, and then there's a staff at the Emergency Management Center that will help facilitate the proper connections and get people engaged. I did remember one thing I wanted to bring up. There was an alert issue earlier on NOAA weather radio. I think we have posted the information on it, but just in case there's any questions. One of the issues with the left-hand canyon fire is it spiked so quickly and grew very quickly. It was a wind-driven event. It was warm, and so there were concerns around evacuations. There is minimal, if not any, power within any of the evacuation zones right now, which obviously compromises home phones if there's cordless phones, things like that, as well as just potentially damaged infrastructure. So with needing to warn people quickly and get that out, the decision was made to launch an emergency alert through the NOAA weather system. It was determined that there was a third-party coding issue that stripped the coding off the message and overgeneralized it. And so that created a lot of confusion in Boulder, Longmont, and I believe even into Broomfield, is what I heard. That has since been remedied. It was not a known issue, and again, it was a third-party issue with coding. So there's more specific information on our website about it, but that was the cause and the reason behind that notification failure.
Do you anticipate any changes to the current evacuation orders in the next 12 to 24 hours?
Incident Command did not expect any changes within the next 24 hours, either expanding or contracting. But as I mentioned earlier today, road restrictions, roadblocks, closures, evacuation areas, those are under constant reevaluation because we don't want to keep people out any longer than necessary because we understand it's a significant impact both to the community who travels through as well as homeowners in the area.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. No problem. I think that was all the significant stuff.
Do you know how long that fire investigation, any kind of timeline that you can give for how long that may take them?
I don't. My own personal experience is it just depends very circumstantially and how quickly they can pinpoint where it originated and then work through what those causes are. And there's just too many factors to really be much use in prediction. All right. Thank you. We don't have a time set for tomorrow morning. And so we'll message out. We'll try to give an hour's notice at least again. I know there was a couple short ones that just popped up by nature of how dynamic these events are. But we will do our best to try to make sure that you guys have at least an hour notice to get here. The plan will be to continue any live in-person briefings we will do here in this parking lot at the Boulder Ranger District.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.